Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I feel so, I don't know, it feels like I'm doing something wrong, but thank you so much for people that checked up on me, people that were asking why I wasn't putting up any videos and anything. It started out as something happening with the camera and I couldn't film. And then the next week there were so many things that were going on in Nigeria and I was not even up to, I didn't feel like recording. I was not depressed, but I was just sad for the better part of it. So I just felt, okay, so if I'm using my other social platform media to talk about what's happening in Nigeria, I can as well just come here and talk about it so that it is documented, and then in the future if I need to come back to remind myself of some things, I'll come back here and watch it. My name is Pribodunke, also known as Pribodunke, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about my natural hair, my journey to financial freedom, and a little bit of my lifestyle. It feels like I'm starting all over again with all these things that I'm saying, but I just want to talk, and I don't know, I'm going to be asking questions. I'm just going to be talking and thinking aloud here because I really don't know what's going on. So backstory: Nigeria was 60 in the month of October. That is October 2020. So we gained independence in 19 something sharp, but this is the 60th in 1960, and this is the 60th year of independence. And I can't even remember what happened or how all of this started, but we started protesting, a couple of us, or not, let me say a couple of us, but some youth started protesting, and we were protesting to the end that a particular squad in Nigeria, particular police form or force in Nigeria, which is SARS, which is the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, be eliminated because they were doing more harm than good. I mean, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, you would think that they should be for anti-robbery, but they were more or less extorting citizens of Nigeria. And the only reason why they will extort you is because you look good. So your crime is you look good. You have an iPhone, you're too rich. How is a 20-year-old person using an iPhone? And it just became an embarrassment. It became a form of harassment. You would have to pay them money to be let free, or you can be killed or beaten or assaulted or put in prison, and then you're supposed to sign, or they just put you in prison for no reason. And it was becoming rampant, and that was what actually started the protest. It was a peaceful protest. We went out it started in Lagos, and then people went out on the road just demonstrating peacefully, and just holding placards and saying end SARS, end SARS, end SARS. And from there it turned to police brutality, because if you're in Nigeria, I know a lot of my friends have been harassed by the police, by SARS, by so many of the people in force. I mean, you can't be in Nigeria and wear camo, because that's the police or the people in army, that's their uniform. You cannot wear a camouflage and go out. You can be harassed for that. You can literally be beaten for that. And I'm like, if you leave Nigeria, even South Africa, if you go to South Africa and you wear camo, it's fashion. Nobody cares. But here, it's a big deal. And it was just becoming too much, and people went out, okay, let's go and protest and all of that. I went out to protest, even though my parents, that's another story for another day, but my parents it was a huge deal for them, me going out, and I was working with medical, so it was safe. And I mean, it was a peaceful protest, so I knew nothing was going to happen, but they were probably scared that, stray bullets. And prior to that, they already started protests in Lagos, and some people were killed. And that was what even angered me. Like, why would you go to protest and then you're killed for that? there was a man that it wasn't even like, it was stray bullets that killed him. And you know why? Do you know, sometimes I go out and I'm scared because I'm passing a junction or somewhere and I see policemen on the road or SARS and they're holding guns. Like sometimes, I know there was somebody that came to Nigeria, like small children came to Nigeria one time, and you know, if you are, for example, if you are going from Ibadan or Oyo State to Ijebu-Ode, that's my hometown. If you are going from like Ibadan to or Ijebu-Ode in Ogun State, there are more than 10 police stops that you will go through, and they are always fully armed. I just said armed. They are always fully armed. And you know, this person was just asking, this child from the abroad that came to Nigeria, that is there war going on because of how, you know, there are so many policemen on the road. And you know, it just got to the height of it. And even talking about it right now, maybe I've gotten over it to an extent, but because of the people that were killed in Lagos, I decided that, oh, I'm going to go for the protest, because I cannot just sit in my house. I mean, enough of the don't go out when people are protesting, enough of that. Because for me, I just felt, if I'm going to keeping quiet about things like this, if I don't talk about it because of the fear of what somebody will say about me or what somebody thinks, at that point I didn't care. I didn't care what anybody was going to say, and I went out. And even though I had like issues with my parents because of that, I was okay with it, but then I had to respect their decision because I'm in their house. And a week and some days ago, about 2 days ago, people went to protest in Lagos. In Lagos, they went on a peaceful protest. They've been having this protest. We had protests for about 2 weeks and I think 2 days or something. Yeah, I think it was about 2 weeks. And this day, 20th of October 2020, so that's 2010 2020, such a significant date for me now. And people went out there, and then all of a sudden the governor of Lagos State decided to say, okay, there's a curfew by 4 p.m. and he announced it by 12 p.m. And when I first heard, I'm like, okay, why are you even doing this? I'm not in Lagos, by the way, I'm in Ibadan, so Ibadan is relatively safer. And if you know Lagos, you know that you can stay in traffic for God knows how many hours. Anyways, he moved the curfew from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. But of course, some people did not go, and I don't think they were in any wrong to have stayed there, because some people are arguing with me and always saying that, why did they stay? It was a peaceful protest. And then some men came and removed all the, it was Lekki toll gates, they removed all the cameras from the toll gates. And when they removed the cameras, I knew something was going to happen, but I did not imagine that it would go that far. And then all of a sudden in the night, they put off the street lights and they put off the billboard, so there was no lights. And the Lekki toll gates, there's always, I mean, I've gone out in Lagos very late, and I know that that billboard is always on, but there was no lights. And we're privileged because somebody felt that she needed to record a DJ switch, and she was recording it, and you know, they were blocked in the front and behind, if I'm not mistaken. And the army or certain men came out dressed in camouflage, and then they were shooting, and people died, people were wounded, people were in the hospital. And I don't know, Nigeria is just a very funny country that I'll keep praying for, but I will not be quiet anymore. And all of that happened. Praise God for DJ Switch that actually made all these videos. If not, we would not have known about anything. Like today, I don't know anything about Biafra War. I only hear about it from older people, and they don't even like talk about it in detail. And that's probably because somebody doesn't want you to get out there, but that's not even the case. But now the government are saying that, first of all, Lagos State said there was no deaths, but we saw that people actually died. And then after, the governor of Lagos State, Jide Sanwo-Olu, came up and said that there were casualties, and then he went to see them at 3 a.m. in some hospitals in Lekki. But then they were still shooting in some other parts of Lagos, but it wasn't there. I mean, everything just appeared like it was fine, you know. And now the issue is we're lying. Somebody, some lawyer, I see that's even the most ridiculous thing I've heard in my life, came up and said that DJ Switch photoshopped our Instagram live video. How do you do that? Even the owner of Instagram has not yet done that, but somebody somewhere is saying that it was photoshopped. 120 people or 200 and something thousand people were on that live video, and we all saw what happened. I watched it and I know what I saw, but then they came out now to say that it was photoshopped. And then some days after, the former governor of Lagos, one of the former governors of Lagos State, Inspector Raji Fashola, came up all of a sudden and brought out a camcorder, and we are still waiting to see what will come out of that, because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what they're going to say about that. But then first of all, there was this account that was funded by Feminist Coalition on Twitter, and then CBN blocked the account so people couldn't send money to the account. And it just kept me thinking about so many things in this country where it doesn't look like so many things are working. They can actually block an account. I don't want to talk about, all this while when all of this was happening, I didn't hear one single news about Boko Haram in Nigeria. So Boko Haram is a terrorist group in Nigeria that kills. It's a terrorist group in Nigeria. I didn't hear anything about Boko Haram. Nothing. But then it's just funny how I feel that the Nigerian government have just one job: reform the police unit, the police force, reform, end SARS. And they claim to have ended SARS, but then they brought something called SWAT, which, what's the difference? And they said they were going to reform the policemen in 1 week. How do you reform somebody in 1 week? I don't know. I don't know how you can do it. Like doing a crash course in 1 week. And like we had like five different demands, and I'm like, how hard is it for the Nigerian government to actually do it? And I got angry again when I saw how much politicians in Nigeria are actually making. I know I've always known that fact or the amounts for a while now, but then it just pissed me off all over again that these people are earning. They have hardship allowance. What in the name of God is hardship allowance? They have newspaper allowance. What is newspaper allowance? Everybody has an Android phone. I want to believe that all the politicians have an Android phone. Why in the name of God do you need newspaper allowance? How many newspapers do you want to possibly read in a day? That's, by the way, that's another story for another day, because I just wish sometimes that we had like a body that would censor or that would regulate things in certain countries. But every country, we're supposed to have gained independence for the past 60 years, but then it still feels like we're under some form of oppression. People will say, oh, God forbid, I'm not under any form of oppression, but it's so difficult. So for 2 weeks, I could not even function properly throughout all of that. I kept having nightmares. It just stopped like 2 days ago, or yesterday, 2 days ago. I would have nightmares, wake up in the middle of the night, scared, any small gunshots, and my head is already open. Like I'm going out and I have to send my location to people. Like we don't, like, where's the security in Nigeria? Part of the motto of Nigeria is peace and unity, right? How? Maybe the youth came together and were united because it's the first time like people would come together for that kind of cause, And you know, some people say, oh, maybe if the protesters had a leader, blah blah blah. If you know Nigeria, you know that Nigeria is not exactly it's not the safest place like that, except you're a politician's child or something like that. And you know, all of that it was just a lot to take in. It was just a lot to take in. Even till now, I'm still not, you know, in the best place, but I'm a whole lot better than when the whole thing started. And you know, people don't come out to talk about this. Last month was mental health awareness month, and I was going to talk about it, but everything just jam, and we are here. Another thing that's even been happening again is, if you know me from the beginning of my intro video, in my first video, I talked about how I'm a physiotherapist without a license. I've been at home for 8 months, guys. 8 months, because the body, academics, the academic body of federal universities in Nigeria on strike. They've been on strike for 7 months. I finished my exams exactly 8 months ago, February 27th or 28th this year, and this is 8 months after, and I'm still at home. I don't have my license, so I can't practice. I basically cannot move forward as regard my profession, except I'm volunteering or taking online courses. That has helped me. That's been going on well, but it is frustrating to stay in a particular place, not be moving. It feels like, you know how it feels like the whole world is moving forward, because my mates in private universities are done, like finished like a year ago. I was supposed to have graduated last year October, but because of this strike, it was moved to February, and then from February they said another strike, and they had a meeting overnight or whatever, and they haven't even still come to a conclusion. Do you know how frustrating that is? I mean, I don't know how people can think about it. That's another thing. So many of all these politicians do not even have their children in Nigeria, so it's very easy for them to not talk about it, or close their ears and their eyes to it, and pretend like they cannot hear or see what's going on. I can't even, I mean, in a place where things should work. So sometimes I wonder, what's the point of this independence? It just leaves so many questions in my heart. It's like, if you live in Nigeria, you basically become a local government chairman by yourself, because you have to fix your road by yourself. You have to have some form of electricity by yourself, because in Nigeria we don't have lights 24/7. You probably have lights if you are lucky. In my house we have lights for what, maybe 18 hours or 12 to 18 hours in a day. That's like the best day. So you have to buy fuel, you have to get generator, or you have to have an inverter. You basically would make your own water. Like you have to make your own borehole. So you have to make your own water, you have to get your own electricity, you have to do your own road. You do everything. You become local government chairman by being Nigerian. And you know, over and over again, it just feels like, to an extent, like we've been brainwashed. Like, don't see all these things. So all these things have been happening, and this is like my own frustration. Sometimes I go into, not depression, but I go into this state of hopelessness, and the only thing that actually keeps me going is God knows what's happening. That's the only thing that keeps me going. And you know, it doesn't also help that I'm staying in my father's house or my parents' house for the longest part, or the longest time now, and it's just very frustrating. I don't know if you can understand what I'm going through. It's extremely frustrating to be doing a course that should be 5 years, and we're entering the 7th year. I mean, after 2020, and we don't graduate, or I'm not inducted in 2020. If we enter 2021, that's already entering 7 years of doing a 5-year course. How are people this wicked and this callous? I know people say, oh, it's federal government. I know it's federal government that already owes ASU and all of that, but it is also, I mean, I'm done, like literally done with school, but then I can't graduate because of the strike. Do you know how many opportunities I have missed because I don't have the license? And it just feels like people don't care, like it's your business. Or I hear people saying, oh, I also had the strike, I also went through this. Okay, like that's not a way to even sympathize or do anything like that. It's already hard being Nigerian, and the only hope that I personally have is knowing that I have God. That's the only thing. And you know, sometimes when I go into that state of hopelessness, I just have people around me that, you know, I can talk to. Not everybody even has this. I can just imagine what some of my other classmates that are not even doing. Me, okay, because I have other things that I'm doing, I have other skills that I'm working on, it might feel good for me, even though it's not good, because I can't, nobody is saying that pause my major thing for me to go on with the other things. Imagine if someone did not have anything to do. Just imagine what they'll be going through. Like, you can almost go crazy because you are staying in the same place. Doesn't look like you're moving forward, and the whole world is moving forward. I mean, if people abroad are doing things online, but we don't even have the facility, we don't have anything. In my university of Ibadan, which is supposed to be the best university in Nigeria, cannot work. Even with COVID, I mean, we went home first of all because of COVID, and there's absolutely no way that my university can function because there are no online resources, and it's supposed to be the best university in Nigeria. Doesn't it blow your mind? I mean, I've just been talking about it right now, it's giving me a headache. And I'm honestly just glad to be here. I'm just going to use this opportunity. I might not put up videos like every Sunday. I might decide to do 2 videos in a week, or 3 videos, now that I am obviously more jobless than I was before. So right now, I can just hope for the best for Nigeria. Really hope for the best, and when I need to, I will talk, and I would be the change wherever I am. You know, so many other things have happened. Now people are looting, and also another thing is, at the beginning of COVID, there were supposed to be palliatives that should have been sent for people in different states, and now we have realized that these palliatives were stored in a store. And I'm wondering to myself, why exactly are they being stored? So people went and looted, they went to the okay, looted, true. They went to the stores and emptied the whole place. That's to show poverty in Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria is not even a developed country, it's a developing country. And you would think we don't have money, but there's money in Nigeria. But the money is just not channeled the way it should be channeled. So this thing is long, but it's just me pouring out all of my frustration. Honestly, it's me pouring out all of my frustration. I wish I was in a country where things were actually working, where I could go out and not be scared of being harassed, being kidnapped, because that is what it is. How do you just pack people from the road and put them in your bus and take them to a police station? How? It's just very sad. It's honestly very sad. And then to know that people don't really care, the people that should care, people that we employed, voted into power, should care, but then they are just aloof of the situation, acting like we're stupid and we can't think. Because at this point, that's what it looks like. That is exactly what it looks like. It looks like, these people are small children, you know, let's just feed them this lie, let's do this. That's what it feels like right now, and it is so frustrating. It is so frustrating, and I honestly just believe in a better Nigeria. Right now, I try my best not to speak negatively to this country or say negative things about this country. It's so hard. It's so hard. The only thing is the grace of God is sufficient, but it is so hard. I mean, during that protesting, I cut so many people off because they couldn't reason with the cause that we're fighting for, and I didn't even have the strength to argue with anybody that was not just. I just cut myself off. At some point, I was not even picking people's calls because I just could not think. I couldn't understand so many things, and there was no point giving up the bad vibes to anybody. So guys, I think I'll just stop here and pray for Nigeria. The protest is still on. If you're on Twitter, NSAS is still trending. We're going to make sure that we get justice for people that were killed, and things just work out. And things just work out, because things have to work in this country. You know, people say Nigeria will be great again. I never was alive. I wasn't alive when Nigeria was ever great, so I cannot relate. But then I hope that Nigeria will be great one day. I hope so, because I do not want my generation to suffer these things or to even have an experience. I want them to just hear it or read about it in history books, but not to suffer or relate to these things. Nobody deserves what's happening in Nigeria. Nobody, absolutely nobody. And you know, now also we're just realizing that a lot of African countries, I don't know what the deal is, because also in Congo there's a genocide going on and they have a president, and what's been done about that? It just churns my stomach. Right now, as I'm even talking about it, is giving me a headache. Like, so I don't know. I'm just going to stop this video here. So thank you so much for thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I know it was long, but thank you if you watched to the end. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe. Hit the like button. Let's talk about Nigeria in the comment section. Share with your friends. I just want to be able to reason. Maybe if you have words of encouragement for me, you can drop it there. It would help. I don't know, if you have questions to any of my answers to some of my questions, you can please just help me answer it. So I'll see you in my next video, which hopefully is on Wednesday. So bye.